Alright friends, inside this video topic, again we'll discuss a very amazing concept and that is how to display our cart items from local storage to the cart components inside a tabular format. Let's go back to editor. So before going into the implementation of all those data into tabular format, what exactly I mean, if I go back to browser, let's inspect. So if I go into console tab either or inside this application tab, local storage, right now we don't have any cart key, but whenever if I try to add this product into our cart, click on add to cart button and now you can see product added and here we have the first index of that product and that is the first product of this cart. Now again here if I click on this fourth product, we have one more object. So successfully we can see that here we have two items into our cart. But what exactly I want from this video, we want that what the products we add into our cart, those products automatically will get listed into this cart tabular format. So right now, as you can see that here we have static values, but instead of static values, I want those products what I have added into cart. So let's go back to editor. Then I will go into this SRC component. Let's go inside pages and let's open our cart component. And here, this is our state variable. So by using this use effect, here we have the static values. So what I will do, let's go first remove this products state variable. Also remove this use effect. And here, let's say const cart items. I'll create a new state variable. Let's say cart items. Here, let's say set cart items equals to user state and it will contain the value, let's say local storage dot get item. Remember, we have stored a key called cart and what I will do, it will return the string value. So here I'll use JSON dot parse JSON.parse and it will return the complete array and that array is going to contain the array of object. So simply let's copy this cart items and here I'll go and replace this cart items.map. So instead of using products.map, now this time we have cart items.map. So if I save these changes, if I will go here and now we can see that right now we have added two products into our cart. So that's why here we have two products listed. Now again, if I go and click on these products, for example, I want to add this product, click on add to cart, one more product added, click on this product title album, go here, click on add to cart, one more product, successfully we have added one more product. Again, if I click, the quantity has been updated. Let's go inside cart and now we can see that successfully inside our cart we have three items, but here the quantity of this item equals to 2. So dynamically we have to iterate over all those products what we have stored inside our local storage and get listed inside this tabular format. Let's go back to editor. So inside this cart items, let's copy this cart items and here use effect. And initially, if I want to print the values, let's go inside use effects. So console.log and simply let's call cart items. Save these changes. If I go and inspect, go to console tab, let's reload. And now we can see that inside this array of object here we have three items. So here we have the first product, second product and third product. Let's open this first product which has ID equals to 85. Now we can see if I go into quantity, so we can see this product has been added into two times. So what we have to do, we have to iterate over each object of this array and according to need that I want image, product title, product price, product quantity. So we have to get each value from each object and we have to display inside this tabular format. Now next after this, to print all the values of cart inside this tabular format, what we have to do simply inside this cart items we have to iterate over each object. So first thing first, we want the image of that product. So if I again go back to browser, let's open any of the object. So inside this object hopefully we'll find an image property. And now we can see images property, and inside these images here we have the 0th index, and at this index here we have the src URL. So what I will do to get the thumbnail image of that product, so single product question mark dot images property. First I will check that if 0th index is available, then we have to go and open this src URL. Then after inside this alt attribute, what I will do, I have to read the single product title. It means product title. So simply single product. And if I check the product name, it exists inside this name property. So simply single product dot name. Save these changes. If I go back to browser, and now we can see that successfully inside this image column, here we have the product thumbnail images. Now next we have to get the product title. This time it's really very simple. So instead of using title, let's pass the name value. Save these changes, and now we can see that product image, and here we have the product title. So for the product price, as we know that pricing is here something a price property, a sale property, as well as a regular price property. So inside each object, we can see, let's open the 0th index value, scroll down. So for the price value, we have three properties called a price. Here we have the regular price, and here we have the sale price. So for this interesting concept, what we will do, if I go here, let's open again our product component. And remember, we had created a method that is called render product price. So what I will do, let's copy this whole method, go inside this cart component, and I'll just paste it here. And this function I'll simply call here. Let's go here inside product price. Let's remove, and inside this curly pairs I will call, and inside this function simply I will pass this entire object, and that is single product. Save these changes. If I go and if I reload, and now we can see that on the basis of the price value, here we have the $11, $18, and the $15. And these pricings now rendering from this render product price. Now next we have to display the quantity. So remember, quantity is dynamic because this is the same property what we had put inside each of the object inside our cart items. Now successfully, while iterating over each product, now this time we have the dynamic values of each product like thumbnail, title, like the product price, and the quantity. Now let's add one more product. So if I go here, click on products. So for example, if I want to add this cap, click on add to cart button, product added. Now if I go into a cart section, and now we can see that successfully here we have the cart image, the title, the price value, and quantity equals to 1. For example, if I want to add one more item of that cap, let's click again add to cart button, product added. If I go into this cart menu, and now we can see cart equals to 2, means sorry, quantity equals to 2. Now, next after this, after displaying all those cart items inside a tabular format, now the most important thing, also we have to display the total price of all these items. So the calculation is very simple. Here we have the price and here we have the quantity. So each unit price will be multiplied with the quantity, and overall the total price of this cart will be displayed right here in front of this total. So instead of calling price, if I will call it as, let's say, unit price, so here, let's add unit price, save these changes. It's better. Now, next we have to work over this total calculation of all these cart items. Let's go back to editor. Inside this cart component, let's create a function that is called const. Let's say calculate total items price equals to, and inside this function, like we have all the products into this cart items, so let's copy this state variable. Then I'll go here. So cart items dot, I'll use the reduce function, and here let's pass a variable which basically stores the total price. So total, and here we have each single item, and this single item is basically an object, and inside this object, as we know that it also contains a property called item dot price. And then after, if this has a value, so in that case, I'll use parse float and simply let's say item dot price. Otherwise, it will return a zero value. And then after, let's say return total. It means this is the variable total plus, and here the total price multiplication with the quantity, and the quantity we can find inside this item dot quantity. And then after, I will use the concept of two fixed methods so that I will make the round off to two decimal places. And one more thing, let's cut this value, wrap inside parenthesis, and finally I have to return this total value, so return cart items and the total value. And I think we forgot to add the arrow function. Save these changes. Let's copy this function name. Scroll down. So here we have the total, which has a static value. Let's remove curly pairs. And here we have the function name. Save these changes. So if I go and now you can see that according to the price and the quantity of all these products, here we have the total price of all these products. And one more thing, here we have your cart is empty. Right now it is a static value. So on the condition spaces, let's go cut this value, or simply if I go and let's copy this cart items, copy that, go here, and here, what I will do, let's say curly pairs. So cart items dot length if greater than 0. So in that case, we have no value. Otherwise, we have to display this p tag. Let's cut from here and simply put here. Save these changes. Now we can see that there is no message like your cart is empty. So successfully, let's go again into this product section. Let's add one more product. For example, this single. Click on this add to cart. We have added. Let's go click on again add to cart button. So successfully this product we have added two times. If I go into cart, and now we can see single we have added two times. So here we have the total price value. And one more thing, we can see that right now here we have the zero value in front of this cart. But as we know that we have some products into our cart, so on the basis of total products what we have to fix this value, so that we'll get like the idea that how many products successfully we have added into our product cart. So for this, what I will do, let's go here, and if I go inside app.jsx, and here, as we know that all those data of those products we have stored into this state variable called cart. So what I will do, let's copy this cart, and here we have the navigation bar. So simply let's pass here. So let's say cart items equals to, and I will simply pass, let's say cart. Simply let's copy, go inside our layouts. Let's open our navbar component, and here I will destructure, let's say cart item. Let's copy, and in place of 0, let's put curly pairs, and here it will be cart item dot length. Save these changes. So once we save and go, and now we can see that here we have 5, which indicates that inside our cart we have 5 product items. Let's go again, go here inside this products menu, click here, go to single product tail page. Now if I click, and successfully here we have 6 items. If I go into cart, and here we have 6 items listed, and overall their price value. Now in the next video we have to work over the functionality. If suppose if I want to remove any product from this cart, how to remove and how to update the existing cart value so that our cart will be updated. So for this interesting video, interesting course, please hit the like button to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Now let's meet to our next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.